Today is Monday, the 2nd of January, 2024 at 6 p.m. This is the meeting of the Board of Health. Can I get a roll call, please?
Gavin Byers.
And Chris Nosella. Let's see, addition and deletion. We actually have a couple of those. We're going to put one at 1.5 and one at 1.7, Gavin, so that, we'll take a look at those. Those come in pretty thin. We also got a letter from 300 Main Street about a trash request, which we will look into. Let's see, where can we put that one?
Oh, it's
Right after 1.5, because Rick really doesn't need to be here for that.
Okay, let's do that then. We'll put it
So-
1.51, right?
Sure.
5.1, there we go. All right, so let's get into this now. 80 Main Street. Looks like upgrade.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I'm hoping you guys have a copy of the plan and I could use this. I don't have a printer at home. Well, I do, but they're all...
Are you the homeowner?
No, I'm the engineer.
Oh.
Kenzie.
Okay.
From Boats and Oil.
This is the church at the Historical Society.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Well, since I didn't do the rail trail there, we'll help us back here.
See it from the upside right view.
All right, I'm gonna come over here so
Okay.
I can see.
So
All right.
Main Street's out here.
Yep.
Everybody knows where the church is.
Yeah, put it in the
just before you
driveway.
get to the harbor. So they're looking to do some fixing up of this building. They're submitting to Planning Board and Conservation Commission and everything. But they need a new septic system. My understanding is there's something maybe out in this near this gravel parking area out here in the ground.
What's
It's
the
not-
existing? Or?
Yeah, not really clear what it is, but they need a new system. Clearly, whatever's there is in the water table.
What's the, yeah, just curious of what is it supposed to be? A church again, or?
They're turning it into some kind of, like a meeting place.
It's part of the historical
For the historical
revitalization
side.
Oh, it is,
Right,
okay.
stuff they're doing in the harbor.
Right.
Yeah, but if they're, you've obviously got a change of use, so,
It's going down as a church, because there really isn't
well, that's,
a defined category for
well,
what they're
that would,
using it
I mean,
for.
using it as a church, your flow would be what, about a gallon
So
a
it's,
month?
No.
so it's, we did the bigger one, so
We
I
did
think
this.
a church with no kitchen is 3 gallons per day per seat.
Yeah.
And a church with a kitchen is 6 gallons per day per seat, so that's
Yeah.
what we.
So we did 6 gallons per day with 80 seats.
Okay, so you're assuming nothing is ever going in there for a kitchen someday, because you'll end up having to
No,
redo
we
the
are
septic.
assuming that it's gonna be a
Then
kitchen.
you
thing.
really wanna go a lot bigger than the minimum.
Well, we're not required to make it any
No, but
larger.
you're not gonna be able to use it larger if you go with a restaurant or something like that. that's
Oh,
gonna
it's not
produce-
a restaurant.
Well, I don't know that, you don't know that, cause you
Well,
don't
that
know
would be
what's
a
going
change
in
in
there.
Yeah, so
so-
at least what they've told us
Yeah.
is their intent is to have caterers come in and use the kitchen to heat up whatever they've brought, refrigerate whatever they've brought, and then put it out. So it doesn't sound like, at least right now, there's gonna be much
Yeah.
cooking.
Right.
We did put the grease trap in there that may or may not remain depending on the decisions they make as far as the kitchen goes.
You know that they will never, ever, ever be allowed to use that for a kitchen if they don't have grease trapped in it. And listen,
that's-
and it's, let's.
You're barking up the wrong tree. So
Let's all be
I've been up and
honest
down
now.
with this whole
Okay,
thing quite a
this
bit,
is,
so.
this
So
is not
we-
town money we're dealing with,
So
and
we
we should
all-
do it right.
We all met in here, so the building
Yep.
inspector called a meeting with Eric Slagle.
We have a
And,
building
um,
inspector now?
Well, intern.
Oh, okay.
So he was in here
Yeah.
with Gary Shepard,
Yeah.
Jock, who's kind of the liaison between Gary and the Historical Society, and then the contractor. I forget his first name, but Mr. Gogan.
Yeah.
So they were here, and then several members of the Historical Society were here. So it was made pretty clear that because of how the septic system was designed and other pieces, they're going to be limited as far as use of the kitchen.
Okay, I'm just trying to save problems from coming up later.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's what we're trying to do.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Right, so the grease trap kind of came in as a last minute introduction to this plan. Originally, it wasn't shown, and
Yep.
and I kind of was a little surprised when I saw what they were planning to do inside, and I said, this isn't gonna fly. And
No.
we talked about that too, is, you know, we gotta show something.
Yeah.
Because they wanted us originally to design it on the 3 gallons per day without a kitchen. I said, that's no way. No,
Not
you
if
can't
you're
do it.
doing
It
it.
has to be at
You're
least
dealing
6
with the
gallons
public?
per day.
Yeah.
Right.
You're gonna be dealing with the public. You're gonna say you can't use the bathroom.
Right.
You know?
Right. So it's sized for 80 seats per day
Yeah.
maximum. I mean, is it likely that they'll hit that someday, you know, on a particular day? Maybe, but this system is designed for that every day.
Yeah.
So I think size-wise, I think we should be in pretty good shape.
In the pump chamber, just to get it.
This is a Geomat system. It's one of the alternatives, innovative alternative systems. So it requires pressure distribution anyways.
Is this on the rail trail?
Yeah, it is. The rail trail's right here and the pond is right there.
Oh, you mean the guy that lives here doesn't own that?
No, he owns the piece here and there's a trailer park there and
Yeah.
stuff. But there's a slot back here that is owned by
I
the
did not know
Historical
that.
Society.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because if they didn't have that, they'd be
Yeah.
in trouble out here.
That's why I was kind of looking. I'm expecting something like, oh, we gotta put a tank here and just put the.
Right. They would have been
Because
really tough to do. 'Cause-
now they've
And there's a
got
right of way
permission-
access for the.
Yeah.
for the-
Is this gonna be a problem with conservation?
We
I mean-
met with them already.
Yeah.
We're in process with them.
Okay. Again, just trying to not be, you know.
We're basically
a dick,
waiting for a
but-
DEP
yeah.
file number. I just got an email from them before I came here tonight.
Yeah.
Asking for a little bit more additional information.
Yeah.
They hadn't, DEP's, the original submittal didn't show this drainage area that we have proposed here.
Yeah.
So they didn't get that. So I just really have to send them that information.
Yeah.
And at the last Conservation Commission meeting, they seemed pretty ready to let this go.
Okay.
They actually asked that we do this with our hay bale barrier. I had it coming straight across, staying on the property. The rail trail people said they didn't have an issue with us going around the gravel parking area to do that, so we made that change for them. So they're pretty much ready to sign off on this once the DEP file
Okay.
number is
Yeah.
issued.
Yeah, I just listen, that really doesn't concern us other than you obviously does he need what am I looking for, Rick? The permission to move or whatever. What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
I can't.
That's a deep mind in there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Don't ever get hit in the head with a brick. It's no fun. Offset?
No, so they
Oh.
meet the offsets off the property lines.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
I was.
so
We
the
do have
system
a
is
couple of
complete.
Yeah.
local upgrades and a local variance that we are asking for.
Yeah.
We can go through those if you want.
Yeah, well,
Please.
yes, go ahead.
Townsend Board of Health regulation that we need a variance from is Regulation 13. For distances, leach area to be located at least 100 feet from a wetland
Yeah,
and
that's,
100 feet from a floodplain. So the entire property is in the floodplain, so we're not
Yeah.
getting any feet from
No.
that. But the leach area is going to be located about 77 feet from the wetland, which is the pond.
yeah,
And then, of course, we're in the floodplain, so
yeah,
there's no
yeah.
getting out of that.
No,
So that's the local regulation. Then Title V upgrades we're asking for the reduction of the required 5-foot separation between the estimated groundwater table and the bottom of the leach area. We're asking for a 2-foot reduction, so a total of 3-foot separation.
yeah, I
from
don't
the
think
groundwater.
you'll get there with the pond right there,
And
5 feet.
that's why we went with this Geomat system, because the nice low profile was like 2 inches tall or something. And so it helps reduce down that whole mound and everything.
Tell me
So
about this. This is the
all
first
around it.
time I've heard of this system.
Sure, it's a pressure distribution system. I think there's some details back here that I can show you. So this is the actual cross section of it. So it's got
Yep.
this matted, this mat right here
Yep.
that distributes this stuff. And then there's a 1.5 inch diameter pipe with pressure distribution holes in them, like you would do in a regular pressure distribution
Yep.
system. And so these fill up and pressurize and spread it out over this mat, and then that distributes it from there. And then obviously they got to clean out and all the different valves and stuff like that, but it works on that.
Yeah. You like that system, Rick?
I mean, I think this might be the first one that you guys have seen.
Yeah.
I've done a lot in Ashby and Ashburnham
Yeah.
because, in high groundwater situations, they they're nice because they are just a lower profile and everything else. But where you guys have a lot of sand and a lower groundwater table, there's typically not really a need for it.
Yeah.
But in this application, I think
Yeah.
it makes sense, yeah.
We reserve designs of these for the ones that really need it, where
Yeah.
you just...
Are they more expensive, obviously, or?
Probably a little bit, but you save a lot on fill, and that's the big difference. That's why, if you look at this, this is what a conventional system would look like. That's three conventional trenches.
Yeah.
The grading would go up to 275 plus, probably almost 276 over the top of the system. This one's gonna be 274, so
Oh,
you're
wow.
2 feet
Yeah,
lower.
that's good.
And then this one would require a retaining wall all the way on these two sides, and then another one here, so
Right.
there'd be a little opening there. And that's just to keep all the fill on the property.
Right,
Yeah.
and this does not require that. That's
Right, so
actually-
you save a lot on
good.
fill. You know,
Yeah.
where that offset number comes in, and, you know, how much fill you take to offset that, it's hard to say, but.
No, that's good.
But
like
the
that.
primary reason you use
Yeah.
it is because it fits. More so than the cost, really.
Any question?
No.
Okay, we need a motion.
Can I make a motion to approve 80 Main Street with the local upgrade?
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good thing I'm skinny. I have to say
Well,
that.
yeah, and I did get your email with that owner's form.
Right, yeah, the owner's one's all set. Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic, hope you guys make it on, out in time for the game.
Well, don't worry, it's on recording, I'll see it. All right, let's see, that takes care of 80 Main Street. And we have 17 Hickory Drive.
Small scale plan, but
Yeah.
failing system in Timberley Park. I don't believe the house is for sale, I think they're just having issues with it. So right now, it sits roughly in the same spot under the driveway right here, and they're looking to put it back in that same spot. I think their idea was the water line's existing there, and then you have an elevation climb right here up to the street, and so they kind of figured it made the most sense to stick it right back where it was.
That's just the leach field or the tank
Yep.
also?
Yep, the tank too.
Yeah.
So existing tank's right here. They're
Yeah.
putting the new one right on top of it. It's gonna be the 2,500 gallon 2 compartment.
Yeah.
And then that'll gravity feed to this leaching field.
Okay. What do they have to remove all of the old?
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of fill, so the test holes had 6 feet of fill in them anyways. So they're gonna be removing, the system
Yeah.
and that 6 feet of fill, and then bringing in Title V.
Did they
sand
think
for it.
of going with that system that,
That one wouldn't help out, because
Oh.
you still, regardless of what you do, you still have to remove that fill material.
oh, wow.
And then whatever they remove, they can use as backfill too.
Yeah,
But yeah, still a lot of sand that's gonna come in.
yeah, oh, Jesus.
No variances?
No variances.
Oh.
All right, I make a motion to approve 17 Hickory as drawn.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved.
Rick, we don't need you anymore?
No, we have other septic's done.
Cool.
A slow
Yeah,
day.
there isn't
What have you
any,
been
so-
doing with all this time off you have, huh? Like you don't have other towns to work.
Time off.
I did take a little. I brought my son skiing.
Nice. Where'd you go?
Mount Sunapee.
Oh my God, my
Nice.
sister used to live there.
Yeah,
Okay,
my mom
so
lives
that
up
one
there,
too?
so we went up there.
It's nice on that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
it
didn't
was
say.
nice.
Awesome.
All right, have a good night, guys.
Thanks,
Good night.
man. Take it easy.
There you go.
Okay, so,
So let's go to, other seven, none, we'll go to the letter, I suppose. Okay, we have this letter, I'm gonna read this because this will be the first time I've seen it. It's from Charles Serene, if that's correct. Okay, he lives on 300, doesn't really matter where he lives. Let's leave that to him. To whom it may concern, my issue is with the 1 barrel of trash per week. I have 7 children, 6 still living at home, and we also do foster care. Right now, we have 5 foster children, and at one time, we've been between 12 and 14 people living in the house on 3, I don't want to say the name. We try to recycle as much as possible, but we still produce 10 to 12 32 gallon bags a week. Wow, 10 to 12 32 gallon bags a week. Well, he does have a lot of people. For the last several years, I've been take a couple of bags of trash 2 or 3 times a week with me to work, to get rid of them, and it's becoming a problem. I'm hoping you will allow us to put more than 1 barrel of trash out a week. And, wow. I don't think we can. We have a contract with the trash company that says how much you can put out. I don't believe we can amend that, because I'm afraid that if you do it for you, which you need it obviously, but if we do that for you, someone with more children will do the same, and it's hard for me to say no to this, but I don't think contractually we can. What do you think, Gavin?
Yeah, I agree with that. It's a situation where I think if you let one person do more than that, there's some sort of an exception, and then it kind of opens the floodgates to everybody saying, well, I produce more trash than...
People
What we're
just start
allowed.
doing it. I mean, I don't know.
So ultimately what it results in is if we start producing more trash than what we're supposed to per household,
Right.
then our taxes are gonna go up in town because the trash contract's gonna go up.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily think that is fair to everybody else. I mean, if people have at-home businesses, people have, rental property, and they're not,
Mm.
they're paying to get rid of their trash. So I think it's only fair to everybody, that unfortunately we kind of have to say, like, you gotta pay to get rid of it.
Yeah.
You can buy extra bags. They may be able to call Glenn and get a deal on a dumpster
Yeah.
and just run a dumpster. But
Okay.
unfortunately,
I mean, yeah.
I'm,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, unfortunately, I'm not really in favor of saying, yeah, go ahead and have an extra barrel. I still don't even think that covers their trash output.
1 barrel?
1 extra barrel. Right.
Not when you're doing 10 to 12, 32 gallons.
Right.
We only allow 64. That's 2 trash bags.
Right. So,
You'd be looking at, what, 3 trash barrels anyway?
right, yeah.
Can't do that. That's more of commercial than, I know it's not, but it's what a commercial would do for trash.
I did reach out to Irene,
Yeah.
who is our DEP municipal person,
Yes.
and asked her to reach out. She knows Paul. She said that they are at their maximum. She's tried to help them to recycle as much as they can, and they just are producing too
Yeah.
much solid waste.
Well,
So-
and I'm grateful that they do the foster caring and stuff, but unfortunately, I
I mean, that's why you get a stipend for foster care, as
don't
well,
really
right?
know much about it myself, but,
so.
yeah.
I'm under the impression you get a stipend to take in foster care
Okay.
children,
Mm.
and that's part of paying for the extra needs and necessities in the household.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, I think that's kind of
Yeah.
part of the gig.
Yeah.
Okay. I will
I'm sorry.
reach out to the homeowner and talk
Yes.
to them. I'd rather talk to them in person
Mm.
than writing a form letter.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's better. I feel bad for them, but unfortunately, we have a whole town to think about. We try and help everybody as much as we can, but I don't know what we could do to help them. I really don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
It-
Like I said, I did point them to Irene.
Yeah,
She is our recycling and
Yeah.
trash
yes,
queen. If there was anyone who could
Sure.
find ways
Yeah, to
for
help
them
them.
to reduce,
Irene is
she
very
is
good at
giving
her
them
job.
that.
I mean, they can, I don't know if they have space, but they could do a compost bin and compost as much compostable
That's an excellent idea. I'm sure
material.
that
They
Irene
could
said it, but
probably
if not,
contact a farm
yeah,
that would there's probably some farms out there that wouldn't mind picking up compostable or food scraps,
Mm.
if they've got enough food scraps.
Yeah,
Um,
Okay.
But, you know, other than just straight up getting a bigger allowance for trash, I don't think that's really,
yeah, there's no way we're going
Appropriate.
up in trash.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm doing everything I can not to go down in trash. As an old person that only produces 2 bags of trash a week, I'd be good with 32, but that's not good for all the families.
yeah.
The 64
It's
is-
tough. I mean, there's
Yeah.
It is.
And you have
5
children.
people
so-
in my house.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
You looking for a couple more?
tough.
I could come
More
over in the
kids?
summer.
No. No, thank you.
That was just a straight out, like, no
There
thought
was
that
no
one at all.
hesitation, that's-
I don't want any more, any more life. than-
Then your 3 dogs.
But I am very grateful that they're fostering
Yes,
kids that need a place to live.
Mm.
We've thought of
yes.
that conversation, but,
Hmm.
so that's very nice.
Okay, well, let's move on, because that's sad, to me anyway.
It is.
Housing update, 1.6, none. Okay, that's 1.7, to increase the Board of Health fees, right?
We wanted to continue that to a full quorum.
I don't know when that's gonna be.
It's not gonna be until the 26th. If you look at the recycling center entrance update, it says continue to 2/26 because Jim is saying that he will be back on the 26th.
Are you sure? I shouldn't say that, but, I mean,
I think he had 100%
Yes.
thoughts of
oh,
wanting to do
good,
that.
all right, so we'll go one more meeting.
Okay, well,
You
it's two. It's two. But
Yeah.
these fees, they're not due, the hauler updates, the annuals are not due until June,
Oh, okay, so we got plenty of time.
so,
Okay,
okay.
yep. All right, so that's still gonna stay, to, the next meeting. Okay, recycle center entrance update. Obviously, that's our sign.
Well, no, I thought it was the gate
Oh,
that we continue to talk about. Do we want
Oh.
to have a coda gate? Do we want, but you don't like to talk about that without a full quorum.
yeah,
I do have in the invoices the gate charge, which ironically, I don't even know why I said ironically, but it's only $632
what?
for the recycling center entrance sign. Remember the one?
Yeah,
that's
oh,
been
yeah,
on-
yeah, I thought you were still
Yes.
talking about the gate. I was like,
No.
I'll put money out for that and the town can reimburse me.
No,
Yeah.
we're kind of at a standstill with the entrance gate,
Right,
but we do have the sign and it is in the invoices. And
Yeah.
it's gonna be a nice sign and it'll be double faced and
yeah.
the highway department will be able to put it up.
Yeah, hopefully,
So-
like I said, I would like to put that on a capital for next year, so
Okay.
that, you know, we can maybe, you know, because we've never asked anything of the town since this place has been open, so, you know,
Okay.
a little help wouldn't hurt.
Okay,
We're a nonprofit, so we don't have a bank account full of money for it, so.
okay.
All right, so we'll, so what about the sign as their, as the, Jesus. I'm
They've
having a
started
bad
it.
day. Oh, they have?
They have started it because I was able to sign it approved and you
Okay.
do have it in your invoices to pay today.
Oh, good, okay, so that's all set, good. All right, let's go to 1.9, RFP submission to curb and trash recycling contract. Well, what do we have?
So, what you have in front of you is Adam, Town Council's thoughts on what the contract, the little, he has some red lines. I honestly did not even have time to read it. And then when Jim came in and said he wasn't gonna be at the meeting.
Am I looking at this thing?
You would be looking at that, but then you would be taking this, which would show you what Adam was saying. And what he's saying is it's just minor, there's minor things, they're updating it from 2001 to 2024.
Yeah.
2024. We need prevailing wage sheets.
Okay.
This is all just regular information.
Right.
Regular information. So,
Well, do we, my question on this is, I haven't seen the contract in 3 years. Well, actually 3.5 years since we put the last one together. It must have information about prevailing wage in there.
Well, what you need to do is you need to have the request for proposals go out before you're gonna get anyone who's gonna give you back a contract.
Oh,
So that's
gotcha.
what,
Oh, I
that's
see.
what you're doing is you're gonna be putting this on the state contractor list, it's gonna be going out publicized. This is what we're looking for.
Right,
And you're not gonna be putting it out until March 11th, and then you want it due March 25th, because you need April and May to
Right.
figure out if something is gonna change dramatically in the contract.
right,
So I'm confident with Adam's
yeah,
little tweaking. We went through the same contract 3 years ago.
right.
There's really nothing different about it.
No, just pricing.
So, will Glenn come in before March 11th and give you a proposal? Very possible, but if he doesn't, you really need to be prepared,
No, I'm prepared to definitely go out to bid.
okay?
I would kind of prefer it.
Okay, so what, I did print out the red line versions, and I know I spent a little, money on paper, I felt really bad about that. But then when I was looking at it, I'm like, I don't even see if you can see the comments. But I think, as I said, they're very minimal, and, do you see that?
Yeah.
You can't see it, right? Oh, no, there you go.
Up here?
Okay.
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah,
Okay,
I can see it.
okay, right there, that's what I'm saying. I haven't looked through the whole thing, but when I looked at it, everything was just black and gray.
Are there
But-
supposed to be comments in here, or is it just that?
It's just that,
Oh, yeah.
that's exactly what it is. Okay, so,
Yeah, the red's in there, where it needs to be.
okay, and those are dates.
Yeah,
It's really just dates. I know that you are concerned about the number of units that they're gonna be servicing.
yes,
And I had to wait until I get the LA4 report, which is from Vicky Tidman, the assessor, and it says exactly how many parcels you
Right.
have. Single family, two family, and three family, and then everything else is in a different classification, which is other.
right.
So when I looked at that, there's a couple of vacant lands, but I'm around 3,900.
Yeah.
So it's,
What were we last time?
we were 34. So I
Yeah.
really wanna go through that.
Yeah,
It's good for anyone knowing how many residents they're gonna be picking up
Yeah.
in order to have a proper bid, they're gonna need that number.
yes.
They're gonna
Yeah,
need
we
it,
didn't have 500.
that's what I'm
residents.
saying. That's why I say I need to look at the report and see exactly, this classification, single-family homes are 101. I don't remember all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't had an assessor hat on in 15
But this
years,
is,
so.
this is even number of households
Well, that's the old one.
is 32,
Mm-hmm,
33.
mm-hmm.
So we're up to 34, you said?
She said
No, she's 39.
39.
But like I said, that could have
That'll make it
empty
definitely.
parcels. I have to go through and I do have it, so,
Yeah.
but that's one of the things that obviously
Well,
you're
then
gonna
she's
wanna make
basically
sure.
just going through her records of who's paying taxes on what piece of property. So would we be going through the assessor's office maybe to find out the exact number of residents?
Yes, and that's what's on our grants for, so when I'm, February 15th, our small scale grant is due, and that's one of the first things they ask,
Yeah,
is how many households are you servicing with this trash contract? And is everyone getting recycling? Is everyone getting trash? Is it every other week? So there's many obstacles to jump through to get that money. And Vicky's very good about making sure that I have that
Yes.
information right away.
very good. So
Okay.
that's good news.
So we can continue this. What I will do
Yeah.
is I will take
I'm
Adam's.
gonna actually give these back to you
Okay,
so that you don't have to ever reprint them again. Cause I know Jim's gonna want one too. And we won't be talking about this again next week, I don't believe. I don't think he'll have all the answers. So,
I think I will, and I think
You
that
think
I do.
okay, then
And I do.
I'm gonna
think-
have you hang on to mine for me, so you can bring
Okay.
it back to me. Gavin, you can bring yours back if you need to?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll probably read this anyway.
yeah, it's been a few years.
Mhm.
Do you remember how long it was originally? It was like, what, 200 pages or
Yeah.
something?
Yeah.
We got it
45
down.
right now, don't
It's how many?
It's like 48.
Yeah, well, we got it.
My printer started stopping on me.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I know,
All right.
I know if you're short on paper, the building department must have some extra paper you can use. Because, you know, they're saving money on salary, so. It's just a joke, everybody.
So by
Jesus.
the 25th,
Yeah,
Glenn has to get this back to us, hypothetically, filled out, all his numbers in there.
yep,
But we have to get household numbers to him first.
that would be for everybody on the bid list.
Yeah,
Now I believe that he can come in before this goes out.
yeah, we need
Just
we
with-
need to have a work session.
And he could take the last RFP,
Yeah,
knowing that we're not changing anything, and come in
with a number and,
with a number and it all filled out exactly like it is here before the other people get to it, where it gets out to the public on March 11th.
we should probably have a work session built in to one of our next meetings, even though if we don't use it, we don't use it.
Hmm.
But that way we don't have to last minute scramble.
Oh, definitely don't wanna do that.
Okay.
Yeah, can
Okay,
we,
now you're not saying with Glenn, right? Because it's gonna be an open meeting and for him to come in and talk about any type of
Right.
negotiations, if we're gonna go out to bid, would be
Yeah,
very hard because
can't do that,
they would see what his strategy and what his numbers are.
yeah. So that we can't do.
so we can't work session,
With Glenn, you
With
can
Glenn?
work session yourself all you want, you can
or
go
we
through
can
this
open,
page
can we
by
open meeting
page.
talk with him?
You can,
You
but
can, but then-
unfortunately, that's public record. And if we do go out to bid, he doesn't come in with decent numbers, and we have to go out to bid, then every person can pull
Sure,
that
yeah.
and see what his number is, and they go,
Okay.
I can beat that, and he's screwed.
Well, I mean, that's,
That's bad. To me, I think it's
100%.
not fair.
yeah,
So that's something I think,
yeah.
I don't think we should do. I mean, we can definitely have a work session
Well-
on this to go over it again, to see the changes, which I think is a good idea, and I think it's gonna take a while.
And, okay,
know?
so let me ask you this question then.
Yeah.
If he gets this back to us before the 11th,
Hmm.
right? Is there a point in time where we can sit down with him and negotiate this before the 11th? Or,
can't answer
you don't know.
I can sure try to find the answer to that tomorrow.
I personally would think that you would be doing that, which I like Shaw's. I think they treat us well and they do a good job.
Yeah.
And they've kept their prices pretty good with our last contract. I'm only hoping for something similar. I know everything costs have gone up. Nobody wants recycling anymore. China's not taking anything. So, you know, it's not exactly
But
like,
that's a state, the state's gotta figure that problem out.
yeah,
Cause that's a,
I know, but it's still gonna
Legislative.
reflect on us if he grabs it and goes, well, if the state's not helping me, what the hell do I do with it?
So I'm
that's a
gonna-
state
I'm
legislative.
gonna ask the town administrator tomorrow if Shaw's comes back to us with a number before we go out to bid, can we enter into negotiations in executive session?
Well, it doesn't matter executive or not, I don't know the format of the negotiations, any sort of negotiation.
Last year, last contract we did in, with negotiations on the contract, we did in, well, I think it was an open meeting, cause no one ever came and we had no cameras.
And it's less than, cause it was 3 years, we can make the decision on that versus a longer term, that has to go to the town.
I think we
Yes.
don't have to go to the town on
You
that.
do if it's over 3
Over
years.
three,
I think
that's
it's
what
over
originally they
3.
said.
Yes.
And then the last I checked, Adam was like, no, that's completely different municipal contract for trash. I don't know, I'd rather not push it myself.
I didn't hear that, what I
Right.
heard was you have to go to the town if the contract is going over 3 years, but you don't have to. The solid waste is exempt from certain contract guidelines, such as you have to take the lowest bidder.
Right.
That solid waste is exempt
From that, yeah.
from that, so you have a lot more playing ground when you have
Yeah.
some people coming in to bid.
Yeah, like I said, I could be wrong, but I think I've talked to Adam about that myself in the past, and something about with the contract for trash, we can do what we feel as a board needs to be done.
And you also must remember that the selectmen also have to sign the contract.
Yeah, well, that's,
So-
obviously, we will do our best to get them the best contract, and if they decide they don't want the trash contract, then they'll have to give back the $700,000 to the people.
Okay.
I mean, that's basically what's gonna end up happening, they're not gonna get to keep it. The town bid over the years up to $700,000 for trash pickup. So if they don't sign the contract, then we'll have to do an emergency underride. And with 200 signatures on that, it costs the town a special election to get our money back. Not letting the town keep money that belongs to trash contract.
Yeah.
Just will not have that.
Well, let's not get to that point.
Yeah, well, that's what we're hoping for. We'll do our job, we'll get them the best contract possible for the cheapest price.
Okay.
That's our job. So we'll keep this on for the next meeting also, Carol, please.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, that takes care of that. Invoices, Carol?
Just a few, some toner for Staples, the new sign, 63210, so you can see exactly
Yep.
that, and that was it for invoices.
The toner go in that machine in your office?
It does.
The big one?
No, that's my little one in my office.
Oh, I was gonna say, how does that work?
I
Do you have to
no,
split
I
the
have
cost
my,
with that?
no, I have a little one in
Oh,
my
okay.
office, and
I was
it's a
gonna say,
color
that's-
printer,
that's-
see,
Yeah,
nice color.
yes, I see
And then
that.
after
Give that to
printing
Gavin.
the contract and all this nice color. So I've actually set it on high scale gray, so it doesn't default to color.
I don't know what any of that means, and that.
Well, it means that
I-
that
I
won't be
don't really-
blue.
I don't really need to know
That
that
won't
stuff.
be yellow, and these won't be red. But in some cases, it's important. For
Yeah.
instance, for that, I believe it's important.
Yeah, just two of them, wow.
And you have your minutes next. You have October and November
All right,
right there.
I'm gonna take a quick peek at these, go over those in a second. Hello.
Are you here for the Board of Health?
Building department. Today is the town meeting, right?
No, I
Oh.
don't think so.
I don't know if they have a town meeting today. Do you have an agenda with you?
For a site plan.
Oh, they're not open right now.
Yeah,
They told me today Monday, right?
No, they're not open late on Mondays.
Are you here for 80 Main Street?
249 Main Street.
Oh, no, we
No,
don't
we
have
don't
that on
have
our
anything
agenda.
on-
Can I show you email?
sure.
Sure.
You sign that, yeah. Just the two invoices?
And you guys have your,
Oh,
Yeah.
let me, I'm gonna, well, she's looking stuff up.
Right.
Take
you
a
can
quick
do
peek at
the,
these.
minutes.
January 22. Today is 22.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Oop.
Sorry.
Oh, land use coordinator, wait a second.
Oh, is the planning board meeting at
They
7?
they might have a
Upstairs.
meeting upstairs.
Yeah, upstairs at
They're
7
upstairs?
o'clock,
7
yeah.
o'clock,
Oh, 7
okay.
Yeah, if you
Oh.
go up the stairs
Okay.
and left, at top of the
Okay,
stairs.
thank you. Thank
Okay.
you very much.
Yeah, I looked at that, I was like, land use. You might be needing variances or something. Septic variance. I keep forgetting.
How's physical therapy going?
Painful. Yeah, it's hard when they're like manipulating you to make you do things your arm doesn't want to do, but
Yeah. But it's good for you.
yeah.
Isn't that what they say?
Yep, absolutely. I keep doing my exercises at home. I like how they say that. Sustainable Material Recycle Recovery Program. Is that on? Oh. Yeah, you dialed it, I remember. I'm having a bad day, kids. Bad memory day. Thank you, man.
Okay. Don't forget to go back to our recycling employee at the beginning of the meeting.
Oh, yes, that's on there.
Tyler Anthony Lamarche.
All right, we're gonna get to one that we moved him to work session. This is a young man looking for a position at the recycle center. He came down and met with the employees and myself on Saturday, and we had a nice conversation with him. They just moved to town recently, him and his dad. They actually only live up the street, so we mentioned to him that there would be no excuses for snow if we couldn't get there because you can walk. And his father assured us that he would come. He's 17 years old. He's in high school. He just looks like a good kid that wants to work, you know. If he gets approved by the board, which I would like to do tonight, Gavin, would you like to take a look at his thing?
Yeah, I looked at it.
Did you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks good.
So the members of the guys at the employees at the recycle center seem thrilled with him and like, you know, he seems like a good kid. I think he'll do well. Where we don't really have 3 employees right now, even though we have them, they're a little harder to get a hold of these days. So having this kid on board would be a good thing, and we could kind of have him, you know, in and out, giving the other guys a week off or something if they needed, you know.
Okay, cool.
So it's always good to have.
It's also gonna be imperative that when the spring season comes up,
Yeah.
because we used to have 2 senior work-off
Yeah,
workers that we didn't pay. He will come in at 15.08, even though the advertisement says it's $13 an hour, because the selectmen did change that last year.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
but when we're open every Saturday,
yeah, that's gonna be tough.
and it'll be a great time for him to learn.
Yeah,
Okay.
but if he gets approved, which I guess we need to go to,
You need to make a motion to.
Yeah. Well, I get that
ask-
part.
Okay.
but I'm thinking when we submit this to the selectmen, we should probably be there to let them know how, you know, we interviewed him and how we approve, and he seems to get along good with the other employees at the recycle center, so we think it might be a good fit. So, do we need a motion to accept this application?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll make a motion, I gotta put my glasses back on. I'm gonna make a motion to accept the application for the recycle center and approve this employment pending the hiring from the Board of Selectmen. His name is Tyler Lamarche?
Lamarche.
Lamarche?
Like-
Okay, I don't like giving out people's addresses, I mean, this
Yeah.
is public record, so.
I second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, so,
Excellent. I'll contact him tomorrow.
yep. and,
Out of school office.
Yeah, if you could,
Open last
if
time
we
when
can
he was
get
in
that,
school.
Yeah.
Carla, if we could get that on the next selectmen meeting, get him through, I'd like to do that, because I'd like to get him in for a couple weeks while both guys are there, so they can help him out, and
Sure.
he can get used to it a little bit,
Sure.
you know,
Okay.
because we can always use the help. Okay, so now, we did the minutes Future agenda items, the tobacco regulations, Kyle, I'm gonna have you pull that.
You know
because-
what?
What?
See, you said it, and Joan called me last week, and I think she's ready to go
Oh,
next month.
I was gonna
so,
say until we hear something. 'Cause
she's
we haven't
also
heard.
working with the Wine Nook that apparently
They
has.
get pinched again.
No, they didn't renew their tobacco license from
Oh.
2022 with the Department of Revenue.
Oh.
So,
They're in trouble again.
Joan pulled all the stuff off the shelves and
Mm-hmm.
they put them out back, and she's been working with them.
Hmm.
I haven't got the latest and greatest. I haven't been down there to see
Well, there is
if
nothing
their
on the shelves.
products. Have you been in there to see?
Oh, my wife has.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she said no cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
Nothing on the shelves.
Good.
So,
They need to get their
Yeah.
stuff together with the Department of Revenue.
that's with the state. How did you not do that?
Since 2022, you're talking 2 years now.
Good profits.
COVID, understaffed,
Yep,
fell through the cracks.
yep. All good reasons.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll leave that on, hoping we get something. And then our next meeting is on 2/12. Oh, that's today, 2/26 at 6 PM. Can I get a motion to close?
That's not the next meeting, 2/26.
Oh, well, why is it on there, Carla?
No. Our next meeting is 2/12,
Oh, 2/12, I'm sorry.
okay? And then
2/26,
2/26.
okay.
And that is our next meeting. We're on the 22nd today.
All
A lot
right.
of
I
two-twos.
told you I'm having a tough day.
It's okay.
so-
It's okay.
And I apologize to everybody.
Sorry.
No. So, any questions? No, okay, let's get a motion to close.
I'll make a motion to close the meeting at 6:49.
I'll second that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, guys, good night.